Hi everyone! I'm just making sure I'm live. Sorry, I'm like 2 minutes late. I'm having some tech problems. I know Zoom did an update and it totally threw me off this morning as I was getting ready for this. Let me just, oh, there we go. Let me just make sure I'm live here, making sure that it's working. I'm so excited. Today's the first, here we go. Today's the first day of mindful movement and meditation. I am so excited for this, ladies. Movement and meditation and mindfulness have been a big part of my life for a number of years now. I started my movement, meditation, mindfulness journey when I realized I was like 25 and I really couldn't do what I wanted to do. I couldn't even get off the floor without having to use my hands to help me get off the floor. I was just like lethargic, overweight, I was depressed, I was really struggling. And one of the things that really helped me out of that struggle spot where I was at in life was movement. And was getting to the point where instead of trying to focus so much on losing weight or, this or that diet or whatever it was, I really started to focus on how I felt in my bodies, particularly with movement and how my body, what it could do, but also how it was limiting me at that point. And so that's how I really found and cultivated my love for yoga and mindful movement. Not just yoga, but really intentional mindful movement. So the movement and mindful movement and meditation I'm going to be doing weekly right now on Mondays, and it's going to be some yoga, it's going to be some movement. We're going to also add some different massage techniques. In a few weeks here, we'll do some at-home massage techniques with like a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball. We'll do some different things like that. We'll do some different walking meditation movements. So this is kind of going to be kind of a broad spectrum movement, but with mindfulness and with meditation, and really being able to tap into that place of our deeper self and our true self, where we can feel into our body and be calm in our mind and connect to our mind and body together. So that's really my intention with mindful movement and meditation on Mondays. I'm super excited about it. If you have a cup of tea or your coffee, good morning, happy Monday. I'm super excited. Like I said in the little pre-post, just grab some floor space. If you have a yoga mat, roll out your mat. We're just going to do some gentle stuff this morning, and we're going to just kind of open our body up a little bit and get ready for the week and tune into our body as we get ready for this week so that we can have a great week. So I'm super excited. With that, grab your favorite essential oil if you have any, grab your tea, and we'll go ahead and head on over to the mat. And say hi as you're popping on. Say hello if you are catching this on the replay. I'm super excited about this. This is going to stay in the group, so come back to it as often as it feels good for you. And we'll go ahead and get going. So if you have a pillow, go ahead and grab an extra pillow, or if you have a bolster, that's what this is. It's just like a yoga bolster. You can grab a bolster, but a pillow works great. And we're going to start seated today. We're going to start seated either on a bolster, a pillow, or a blanket folded up on the floor. And we're just going to start as we start here today. We're just going to ground for a moment. So take your sip of tea, and we'll go ahead and get going. Anybody wondering like credentials and stuff? I am a yoga teacher. I'm a 200-hour yoga teacher. So I did my yoga teacher training a few years ago. I massaged for over 7 years and have a lot of knowledge about the body. So I'll bring some of that kind of anatomy work. I'll bring some lengthening. I'll bring some knowledge to the body. And I've also been teaching meditation for I guess since yoga teacher training, so almost 4 years now. So if you're wondering any of that kind of thing, I do kind of know what I'm doing at this point. I hope that you enjoy this. And if you have any questions as you go, as you're watching this on the replay, just feel free to drop them in the comments and I'll circle back to them after. But for now, let's go ahead and get started. So find a comfortable seat, either on a bolster, a folded up blanket, or on a pillow, just that way that your hips are raised a little bit above your knees. And that's going to allow your pelvis to gently tilt forward, which allows us to lengthen our spine more. So root down through both sits bones, which is like the bony part of your butt. Root down, feel even weight between both sits bones. Gently draw your navel in towards your spine. So contract your belly in towards your spine just a little bit. Lift your heart and your chest. And then imagine a little string is attached to the crown of your head, just right at the top of your head, and it's pulling you straight up, finding lots of length in the spine. And if it's comfortable here, you can close your eyes. We're just going to tune in to the breath for a moment. Not controlling it, not changing it, just begin to become aware of your breath. Become aware of your inhale and exhale. Feeling the cool air as you draw a new breath in through the nose. And feeling the warm breath as it travels up your throat and out your nose. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. Feel the expansion and contraction of your ribs. As we just come into this present moment, with mindful movement, it allows us to be here in this present moment. When we focus on our breath, it immediately draws us into the here and now. We can't go back to the last breath. We can't rush forward to the next breath. The only breath we have is in this moment, right here, right now. Slowly begin to deepen your inhale and your exhale. Inhaling through the nose. Follow the breath as it travels down your throat to the base of the lungs, filling from the base of the lungs all the way to the top. Pause at the top, hold the breath for just a moment, and then open your mouth and let it all go. Drawing your navel in towards your spine to squeeze every last little breath out. We're going to take a couple more deep breaths like this. Draw it in through your nose, filling all the way to the top of the lungs. At the top of the breath, just sip a little bit more in between your lips. Pause. Open mouth, exhale. We'll do 3 more of these. Inhale through the nose. Filling all the way to the top. Sip a little bit more in. Pause. Open mouth, exhale. For 2 more at your own pace. And open mouth, exhale. Exhaling everything out. And just come back to a fluid inhale and exhale in and out of your nose. You can release the control of your breath. With your eyes closed, just focusing now on the inhale and the exhale. have a short story I want to share with you this morning. An old Cherokee is teaching his grandson about life. "A fight is going on inside me," he said to the boy. "It is a terrible fight. It is a fight between two wolves. One is evil. He is anger, envy, sorrow, greed, regret, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, lies, false pride, and ego. The other wolf is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, kindness, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. The same fight is going on inside you and inside every other person too." The grandson thought about it for a moment, and he asked his grandfather, "Which wolf will win?" The old Cherokee simply replied, "The one you feed." Knowing that the wolf you feed inside you directly impacts how you feel every day. Feed your good wolf. Feed yourself kind, loving words and thoughts each and every day to fill yourself up and feed your good wolf. I'd like to set the intention of feeding our good wolf throughout the rest of this practice today. If at any point you notice self-doubt or negative self-thoughts coming in, just pause for a moment, become aware of what the thought is, and then rewrite the thought. Feed your good wolf. Encourage yourself with compassion, with empathy, with love. I'd like to set the intention today to feed the good wolf throughout this practice. So on your next inhale, to seal our intention, we'll sweep both arms high all the way up and around till they meet at the top above our head, reaching the fingertips high. And as you exhale, draw your hands down to your heart. Bringing that energy into your heart, take one more deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Holding in your heart the intention to feed the good wolf today. And from here, we'll begin our movement practice. On your next inhale, sweep both arms out, up and around, once again, reaching to the top. Exhale, draw the hands down to the heart. And we'll do this 2 more times. Inhaling the arms out and up. And exhaling, draw your hands down to your heart. For one more round, inhale the arms out and up. Exhale, draw your hands down to your heart. Part of the mindful movement that we'll be practicing today is linking our breath to our movement. And if this doesn't flow naturally to you, it's totally okay. Do not stress about it. Don't get hung up on the breath. Just find the movement and the breath that feels good to you. The breath movement connection will come, I promise. With that, you can remove your bolster, your blanket, or your pillow from behind your seat, off to the side, coming down to sit on your bum on the ground. And just take a moment to notice how this seat feels different than with the pillow or the bolster or the blanket underneath. As you reach the top of your head tall, lengthen through your spine. On your next inhale, we'll sweep both arms high. And as you exhale, begin to twist to the left as you bring your right hand to your left knee and your left hand to find the mat behind you. On your inhale, grow tall through the spine, reach the crown of the head high. And as you exhale, just allow yourself to twist just a little bit deeper. perhaps gazing over your left shoulder. On your next inhale, unwind, reach your hands high. And as you exhale, begin to twist to the right as you bring the left hand to the right knee and the right hand to find the mat behind you. On your next inhale, grow your spine tall. Crown of the head reaches high. And as you exhale, begin to twist just a little deeper. On your next inhale, draw your arms back to center, reaching high. And as you exhale, release your left hand down to the mat as your right hand reaches up and over towards the left side of the mat, lengthening through the right side of your body. Continue to root down through your right sits bone, so drop your right hip down into your mat. And then reach with your right fingertips, creating space through the rib cage on the right side of the body. Take 2 rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, reach both hands high once again. And as you exhale, release the right hand down to the mat as the left hand reaches up and then over to the right side of the mat. Root down through your left sits bone, creating space through the left side body. Feel the expansion of your ribs on the inhale. On your next inhale, draw yourself back to center. Both hands reach high. And as you exhale, draw your hands down to your heart. And we're going to make our way to our tabletop position. So coming to our hands and knees. Now, if this is hard on your wrists at all, try spreading your fingers really wide. So spread your fingers wide, press down into all 10 fingertips. Just a little tip for at home. Doing yoga on a hard surface, on a hard floor versus like carpet or a soft floor is actually way easier on your wrists and way better on your wrists. Try it out, try the difference. I'll talk about it more in another video, but try it on a hard surface. It'll allow you to press down into your fingertips so you don't collapse into your wrists. From here, finding our tabletop position, stack your shoulders directly over your wrists and your hips directly over your knees. Draw your navel in towards your spine to engage the core. If you're not sure your core is engaged, press the tops of your feet down into the mat so much so that you lift your knees off the mat. You should feel your core light up then. Then release the knees back down, but continue to draw your navel in towards your spine, keeping your core strong. From here, we're going to begin to find our cat and cow movement. So on an inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone and the gaze high. And as you exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone for cat pose. Inhale into cow pose. And exhale to cat. Begin to move with this at your own breath. Inhaling into cow, belly down. Exhale to cat, round the spine. And from here you can add any movement that feels good, maybe shifting the hips side to side. Maybe sinking the hips back to child's pose for a moment. Make this feel good in your body. If anything that I'm offering is not feeling good in your body, skip it, modify it, adjustment. This is your practice. Make it your own, make it feel good for you. That's part of that awareness, part of the mindfulness that we're practicing here today, is making it feel good for us in our bodies. So take just a couple more rounds through your cat and cow, waking up the spine. And then find a neutral spine. We'll reach the crown of the head towards the front of the room, tailbone reaches back, draw that navel in one more time, just like you did when you pressed the tops of the feet into the mat. And from here, we're going to extend our left foot back behind us. We're going to lift the heel, squeezing through our glutes and our hamstrings on the left side. Draw the navel in towards the spine. Now you can stay right here if this is feeling good. If you want to take it further, begin to reach your right hand towards the front of the room for bird dog. Extending all the way through the fingertips. Pause here, hold. Squeeze through your glutes. Draw the navel in and breathe. As you exhale, release your right hand down to the mat if it's not there already. And then we're going to drop the left toes over to the right side of our mat. Look over your right shoulder back towards your left toes, finding a side body opening on the left side. Breathing, tuning in. Notice how this is feeling in your body. On your next inhale, draw your left foot back to center. Extend the foot back behind you. Press the heel back. And as you exhale, draw your knee all the way to the nose. Round your spine. Pause here. Hold for just a moment. And then we'll step the left foot between our hands. You can help the foot forward between the hands. We're going to find a low lunge. So from here, stack your left knee right on top of your left ankle and walk your hands up to your left knee. If this is a little tender on the right knee, you can slide a blanket under the knee or double up your yoga mat if you're on a mat. So from here, you can pause here, sink the hips forward, but tuck the tailbone down just slightly. When we tuck the tailbone, that's actually going to be opening through our right hip flexors more, which is going to be really helpful for any low back pain. If you're working at a desk, sitting a lot of the day, this is a really, really good stretch. So pause here. You can have your hands on your knee, on your hips. If you'd like to take it further, begin to reach both hands high, reaching your hands up towards the ceiling. Allow your hips to sink forward and breathe. On your next exhale, release both hands back down to the mat, and we're going to begin to straighten our left leg, finding our half splits. As we draw our hips directly over our right knee, left toes pull back towards the nose. Now here you might have some blocks, or you could use like water bottles or books. If you need to bring the mat up to your hands, you can always use props. Props are yoga's best friend. So you can bring the blocks under your hands, bring books, bring blankets, and then just fold over your left leg. Draw your left hip back, right hip forward to work to square the hips towards the front of the mat. Breathe. On your next inhale, begin to bend into your front knee once again. Planting both hands on the mat, we'll step the left knee back to meet the right, back to our tabletop position. Coming back to our tabletop position, wrists stacked directly underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. Spread your fingers wide, press into all 10 fingertips. Draw the navel in towards the spine, and then move through a couple of rounds of cat and cow. Inhaling to drop the belly, and exhaling to round the spine. Notice the difference between the two sides, between your hips. Take a moment in neutral spine just to feel the difference between the right and the left side. Realizing that it's a little unbalanced feeling here. And then we're going to extend the right foot right back behind us. Press the foot towards the back wall. Flex the foot. pinky drops down towards the mat. Squeeze through your glutes and hamstring in the right side. Either stay right here or begin to reach your left hand forward. Thumb facing up, fingers reaching towards the front of the room. Pause here, breathe. Wherever you're at, draw your navel in towards your spine, squeeze through the core. And as you exhale, drop your left hand back down to the mat if it's not there already. We're going to release the right toes to the left side of the mat, crossing them over behind us. And then begin to gaze over the left shoulder back towards the left toes, opening up through the right side body. On your next inhale, draw your left foot back to center. And as you exhale, draw the right knee back, or draw the right knee towards your nose. Hold here, squeeze the core, and then step through to between your hands. Stacking your right knee over your right ankle. We'll find our low lunge on the other side. You can either keep your hands here or on a block or a blanket. You can walk your hands up to your right knee if you'd like. Remember, drop the tailbone down towards the mat. We do this by engaging through the core. Squeeze your core. This is going to open up through the left hip flexors a little bit more, allowing us to release those sitting muscles, helping our low back. From here, you can allow yourself to sink forward just a little bit more. Reach both hands high, lift through the heart, and breathe. Our hips hold so much emotion and so much tension. Sometimes feelings come up when we're in yoga or when we're receiving a massage. My massage instructor used to say there's an issue in every tissue. So really, when we can connect to our body, we are doing mindset work at the same time, because our mind and body are not separate. They are one. As you exhale, release the hands back down to the mat. We're going to begin to straighten the front leg. To find our half splits, allow the front toes to peel off the mat as you draw your toes back towards your nose, folding over your right leg. Draw the right hip back slightly, left hip forward. To work to square the hips towards the front of the mat and fold over. Breathing. Every exhale, allow yourself just to go a little bit deeper here. And on your next inhale, begin to walk your hands forward, bend back into the right knee. As you find your low lunge once more. And from here, we'll step our right foot back to meet our left, coming back to our tabletop position. Now, tuck all 10 toes under. Tucking all 10 toes under, we're going to come back to broken toe pose. Begin to walk your hands back. Now, this pose can be super, super intense. I know when I started, this is exactly where I was. This is as far as I could get. But if you'd like to go any further, this is opening through the bottoms of the feet, the arches of the feet. If you'd like to go further, sit your hips back on your heels. You can walk your hands to your knees, up your thighs, sitting all the way up. If you're sitting up, reach the crown of your head high. Hands can come in towards the heart. And breathe here, right? This is kind of intense. This is opening up the plantar fascia on the bottom of our feet, which is a thick connective tissue that starts right about the ball of our foot, and it actually wraps the bottom of our foot around our heel, and it literally wraps all the way up our body to our forehead, this fascial chain, connective tissue chain. Fascia is so cool. It's the connective tissue in the body that holds everything together, literally. If you haven't heard of fascia, that's okay. It's kind of this newer revelation in human anatomy. Look it up. fascia. It's very cool stuff. Anyway, back to broken toe pose. Take 2 more breaths here. I know your toes are screaming, mine are. And as you exhale, release your hands down to the mat. Untuck your toes and tap the tops of the feet out on the mat. Whew. Releasing. And then we'll sit back onto our heels one more time, just opening through the tops of the feet for a moment. Reach the crown of the head high and breathe. From here, we're going to come back to our seat. So we'll flip our legs in front of us, plant both feet on the ground, and then plant the feet a little bit wider than hips width apart. Hands can come just behind you to support you. And from here, we're just going to windshield wiper our legs side to side, our knees side to side. Gently windshield wipering our knees side to side, twisting gently through the low body, moving through your hips. And here, just notice if one side feels different than the other, how your hips are moving. No judgment, just awareness. Meeting back at center. We'll draw the soles of the feet together. Finding our butterfly or Baddha Konasana pose. Allow your knees to drop open to the side. And your knees can be anywhere is comfortable. Your feet can be super far out or super tucked in, whatever is comfortable here. We're opening through the adductors, the inner thighs here, and into the hips. And as we're doing that, we're also going to give our feet some love, our feet a little bit more love. We did broken toe pose to help open up the plantar fascia. Now we're going to love on them. So we're going to take our thumbs and we're going to place our thumbs on the inside of the arches of our feet. We're actually just going to walk our thumbs, pressing into the arches of the feet. Walk our thumbs up the arches of our feet, almost as if you're trying to peel open a book. Peeling open the book, the soles of the feet. Get that? Book soles and feet soles. So massaging, gently massaging the arches of the feet. You can do little round circles with your thumbs. Our feet work so hard for us every day. They carry us through our life every single day. And we've got to show them a little love and gratitude every now and then. Taking this moment here and now just to send your feet some gratitude for working so hard for you every single day and supporting you. They're your roots, they're your foundation. Having gratitude for them. Giving them just a little bit more of a massage here. Once your feet are a little bit happier here, find length in your spine. Take your peace fingers around your big toes. Find length in the spine. Lift through your heart. So your heart is rising. And from here, just begin to hinge forward at the hips, keeping a straight spine for now. Hinge forward as far as you can, just with your hips, keeping your spine straight. Pause there for a moment when you can't quite hinge any further forward. Pause, breathe. And on your next exhale, you can begin to round your spine as you fold over your legs, move towards your feet. You can either find stillness here, or you can gently rock side to side. You know, for my back today, it feels really good just to give a little gentle side stretch in. We'll take 2 more breaths here. On your next inhale, begin to sit yourself upright. Bring your hands to the outside of the knees. Fold the knees together. And then plant the feet on your mat. We're going to begin to lower ourselves all the way down to our backs. From here, As we make our way down to our backs, you can hug your knees into your chest and just give a gentle rock side to side. This is going to allow us to give the low back and the sacrum at the base of the spine just a gentle massage. You can draw little baby circles with your knees. Make this feel good. Ooh. Maybe there's a little tender spot on your sacrum like me. Switching directions of the circle. The sacrum is that big triangular bony piece right at the base of the spine that leads down to the tailbone. Hugging your knees in towards your chest. Then allow your arms to fall out to the side like a T. And we're going to find a supine twist, a spinal twist. So just allow your knees to drop to one side of the mat. If you would like a bolster either under your knees or between your knees, you can place that there now. Pillow or blanket works. And then allow your gaze to fall opposite side of your knees. So we're twisting through the entire spine from the base of the skull all the way down through the sacrum. And breathe. Focus on your exhale. On your exhale, allowing yourself just to release a little bit deeper. Release a little bit more into this pose. Now your next inhale, engage through the core. You draw your knees back to center. You can hug your knees into your chest one more time. And then allow your knees to fall to the opposite side of the mat. Bringing your gaze opposite of your knees. And again, just breathe here. On your next inhale, draw your knees back to center. Hug your knees into the chest one more time. And as you exhale, we'll go ahead and extend the legs long on the mat. Finding our final resting pose of Shavasana or corpse pose. Allow your toes to fall out wide. Allow your hands to come beside you. Allow everything to begin to relax. As you settle in for your final resting pose, allow your eyes to close. Palms of the hands facing up for receiving energy. Palms of the hands facing down for grounding energy. You can take a moment to just allow your breath to drift away. Allow yourself to just be here in this moment. Right now. Allowing any controlled breath to drift away. Feeling into your body. Draw your awareness to the soles of your feet, to the bottom of your feet. Notice the sensation, the temperature, the air on your bare feet, or maybe you have socks on. Then begin to notice the top of your feet. Draw your awareness and attention into your ankles. And then begin to draw your awareness and attention up your legs, into your calves, and your shins. Becoming aware of your knees. Relax your thigh muscles, your hamstrings and your quads. Release your hip tension. Soften your glutes. Draw your awareness into your belly. Allow your belly just to be. It is perfect the way it is. Bringing your attention into your low back. Continue to draw your awareness up your body, into your chest and upper back. Feel your rib cage as it rises and falls with your inhale and your exhale. Feel your chest and the movement of the breath. Relax your shoulders. Allow them to sink heavy into the mat or floor below you. Draw your awareness down your arms, into your elbows, your forearms, into your wrists. Become aware of your hands. Relax your fingertips. Notice your fingers. Draw your awareness back to your neck and into your throat, releasing any tension in your neck. Feel the cool air as it draws down your throat, and the warm air as it comes up. Relax your jaw. Relax your cheeks. Relax your eyes and your ears. Relax the back of your head. And then draw your awareness to the crown of your head. And then bring your awareness to your full body one more time. Noticing here how your body and your mind feel different than they did at the beginning of this mindful movement and meditation practice. An old Cherokee is teaching his grandson about life. "A fight is going on inside me," he said to the boy. "It is a terrible fight. It is between two wolves. One is evil. He is anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, self-pity, guilt, resentment, lies, false pride, and ego. The other wolf is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, alignment, kindness, serenity, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. The same fight is going on inside you and inside every other person too." The grandson thought about it for a moment and then asked his grandfather, "Which wolf will win?" The old Cherokee simply replied, "The one you feed." Feed your good wolf today. You can stay here as long as you would like, or if you're ready to come back to your full awareness, begin to gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll out your wrists and ankles. You can reach your hands over your head, taking a full body stretch. Hug your knees back into your chest. And begin to make your way to a comfortable seat. Drawing your hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. The light in me sees and honors the love and light in you. Namaste. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I hope that this helped you start your Monday off right, getting a little bit of mindful movement, body-mind connection, and meditation. I'm super excited for these Monday mindful movement and meditation classes, lives. I'll be back next Monday, 9 o'clock, same time, same place. Super excited. And if you're interested at all, on Thursday, the 20th, at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, in a private Zoom room, I'm hosting a group hypnosis session for authentic confidence. If you're interested in that at all, please shoot me a DM, or you can click on the website link in the bio in the Facebook group to sign up. I hope you have a great rest of your day. In love, light, and so much gratitude. Take care.